Dress it up and make it real for me. Kylie Jenner's pregnant, Khloe Jenner's pregnant, girl, everybody is pregnant, honey. Azealia Banks popping off on Cardi B for having the #1. It's time to get into the tea. So we have a lot of things to cover. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you for watching Justin J's channel, whatever you want to call it, aka the King of Reese TV. Check out kingareese.com. I have a lot of sickening content for you all, honey. Make sure you're checking out kingareese.com right now for all the topics I'm talking about on the blog. Content for the culture. Let's go and get into it. Cardi B went #1. Shout out to Cardi B. She went #1 on the Billboard charts. She was just so humble while taking her award, while just receiving all this love. Everybody band together and just said, hey, sis, we're going to download your song 3 times. We're going to stream it. I had to stream it too, just to play it. I felt like Cardi B deserved that. She came from an interesting past, from rags to riches. I think we all love a sickening story of that because it reminds us of telling it. It kind of tells us that it's possible for us to continue on getting anything that we want as long as we put our minds to it. But also, while we're doing that, we also have to make sure that we're supporting our friends. There are a lot of Cardi B's, there are a lot of Remy Ma's, there are a lot of Nicki Minaj's in the underground scene that need to be supported. Your friend, honey, your friend is out here working on projects, your friend is putting this stuff out, like they're trying to do something. I know we joke when we talk about people sharing their SoundCloud links and stuff, but it's truly important that we support our other friends, honey. Sometimes I feel like I'm not supported sometimes, but you know, I have a lot of J's, a lot of folks and a lot of friends who do, but sometimes it is like hard, like girl, I'm trying to get to a #1 too somewhere in my world. I would like to get to a #1. So Cardi B getting to a #1 just gave me more like headspace to say, girl, it is possible to get there. Like this woman has came from getting a butt job done in a basement, like she was a stripper, she was doing this, but she's just such a good person. Now, Cardi B, girl, you have said some problematic stuff. You said some kind of, you know, disparaging comments about, you know, some things and, you know, some stuff that can be seen kind of prejudice and stuff and stereotypical stuff. Cardi B, I'm not going to let you slide for that. You are a charting artist with 1 single for right now, but hopefully you get some more. That's no shade at all, but I just want Cardi B to do it. So, girl, we expect more for you because you are that girl making things happen. So, shout out to you. Without talking about Cardi B, you all know anytime we talk about somebody who is successful, we also have to talk about Azealia Banks being pressed. Azealia Banks took to Twitter and said that black men that uphold these other black female artists and stuff like they doing her, like this. She was just saying that these she was saying that these industry men are only interested in light-skinned women and Latinas, like y'all put her up before y'all did your own. Now I will say there are a couple of truths to what Azealia Banks was saying, but I don't think this logic applies with Cardi B. But anytime we talk about colorism, it's important to take a listen because 9 times out of 10 it's true and it has happened. I've noticed it too. I can't name too many, you know, female artists that are dark skinned that are successful. Now I know we got people like Janelle Monáe and other folks, but just think about like the Beyoncés and the ones who are who are just successful in mainstream. 9 times out of 10 they're not dark skinned, and you know we only get one. Like that's the reason why I can't think of the actress name, the beautiful dark skinned woman. You know, she's like a prize almost because there's not a lot of her. So you know, that's not to come down to light skinned people. I've had the conversation in the previous video when talking about Kevin Hart. I do believe colorism plays a strong role when it comes to industry and how people see stuff. Like I've asked myself several times, and I asked other people, would Empire be as successful if it was an all dark skinned cast? Like I'm just not surprised that everybody in there are lighter skin tone. You know, I have to represent for my dark skinned brothers and my dark skinned sisters and the ones who don't identify as anything and non-binary, but I have to, as being a dark skinned man, I have been through the struggle of feeling that I'm not attractive. At one point I thought that dark skin was not attractive when I was in kindergarten, so that was something I was taught and something I was learned. It was something that I had learned growing up. Like I felt like dark skin was not that beautiful because I've had family members who said problematic things about dark skinned people, like stay out the sun, don't do this, she black as hell, all that type of stuff. So you know, it's like every time I thought about dark skin I thought it was a negative connotation, so I was just like, girl, I don't want to be dark and I don't want a woman who was dark. But you see how that changed. Matter of fact, my last girlfriend was light skinned. Her name was Antoinette, honey. She was a scammer, honey. She scammed me out of some cookie money. But Azealia Banks, you know, she has been known to say stuff and like just get into it. Like Azealia Banks, you are talented, don't get me wrong, but your mouth is really, really strong, and sometimes you just need to sit down and shut up. Oh girl, I'm shading myself in the process. Like, it's okay to see a problem with things and say, girl, I want to talk about this, I want this to be brought to the light. Azealia Banks, it comes off kind of fraudulent when you just did an interview with XXL, okay, X large child, I don't know the name of it, but XXL, you did an interview with them, and you said that you rooted for Cardi B. She reminds you of, you know, your babysitters who were Dominican and all that. You just want to see her grow and do stuff, so you would say you were rooting for her. But now you shaded her and you saying that she don't deserve the number one because somebody else wrote it. You saying this and that. Like, you had opportunity to work with Beyonce, Rihanna, all these people, and like you have said so much stuff that they can't even align with your brand. I'm pretty sure B was interested in working with you, and she ended up probably picking Nicki Minaj for that. But I mean, Azealia Banks, I'm glad you deleted your Twitter account. I'm glad that you're not, you know, tweeting anymore. But you took to Instagram and you went off for about 5 minutes. The whole blog is on kingareach.com. I download the whole video and put it up on kingareach.com. So you make sure you check it out. It is also in the link below. But Azealia Banks, I just want Azealia Banks to grow and to do more with her platform, with her talent. I just want her to be focused on Azealia Banks, not what everybody else is doing and where everybody else is, where she wants to be. Rasheeda went on Dish Nation and she said that her and Kirk are still married, but she is separated after all the mess that happened on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta last season. She just said, girl, I'm just tired of it. I'm done with it. I'm just like, I just need a break. I want to believe that Rasheeda is separated from her husband, like for real, like she needs time. But I'm also curious to say, like, what really happened, like, because we never did hear about Jasmine being with, you know, having that baby. Is that his baby? Like, is it true? Like, I just don't believe it. Like, y'all have carried on and we don't know anything. So have y'all had a DNA test? They said Kirk running out on it. He ran off on the plug twice and not doing a DNA test, not going to court. So I don't know what to believe. Rasheeda and Kirk, they might be just getting this stuff ready for Love and Hip Hop. Whatever season they gonna do, huh? They might just be building it up. But Rasheeda and Kirk, from what I've heard, are the it couple when it comes to Atlanta. Like, you know, just not up there, but just how they love each other, how they support each other. But just seeing them going through all this is just a little bit disappointing. And it's like, what was it worth? Because y'all put all y'all business out. Like, y'all got a couple of things that's going on, even stuff that I won't even talk about. But, you know, I hope that y'all figure it out, because, you know, that's sad to see something like that be affected because of TV. So it's like, did you win? Like, did you actually get what you wanted? Like, you wanted some time on the show, you got that, you got some extra coins and stuff, you got notoriety for your shop and stuff, but you lost your husband in the process. But it's almost to say, you know, he was gonna cheat regardless, so I don't know. But I don't know if I believe that Kirk actually had a baby with another woman while he was married to Rasheeda. Like, I believe Kirk probably have cheated in their marriage, but I honestly don't believe, I honestly just don't believe that, I honestly don't believe that Rasheeda was just, I honestly just don't believe that Kirk was just messing up. I don't believe that. And it's not just, I don't want to believe it because I really don't care. But I just don't believe that I just don't believe he stepped out and had a baby. I believe he probably stepped out, but had a baby. No, I don't believe that. Wendy Williams was in Hot Topics this week. Wendy Williams said, do not believe the hype. She is standing next to her guy. She is supporting her husband. Don't believe it. There was a rumor going around that said that her husband had a mistress of 10 years that stays probably a couple of miles down the street from where they live, and that, you know, bumping the ground, they was getting it, and Wendy knows about it, all that. Wendy took to on the Hot Topic. She said that, you know, don't believe the hype. I'm staying next to my man. I think Wendy's husband is doing some stuff. I think Wendy got her own stuff going on. I really don't think they really care. It's like, girl, we done lived our life. Like, this works for us. I think if Wendy wouldn't probably say that because it wouldn't look like brand friendly, I'm guessing. But there are families and relationships and stuff that are on that, like, I'm gonna have this going on, you're gonna have this going on. I just think you have to find what works for your relationship. You have to find out what works for your situation, because everything is not gonna fit the same thing. Like, it's just, my situation, what I deal with in my relationship and what I'm willing to accept is different from what you're willing to accept, because we're all different people. We find all types of things attractive. I find conversation and affection attractive to turn me on. Like, that's what gets me, not nudes and pictures and stuff. Matter of fact, I need to have a conversation about that, because girl, these folks feel like if you don't send them the news, they got to block you. Child, I don't send no damn news. Me and Adrian talked about all of these topics and stuff on the For the Culture podcast. Make sure you all checking it out on fortheculturepodcast.com. And make sure that you also give us a review on Apple Podcasts so we can know what we need to work on and what we need to go to do and make it work. Make sure you're also giving us a review on Apple Podcasts so you can tell us, girl, this is what y'all need to work on. This is what I love. Just tell us the truth, honey. Tell them the truth. Ain't that girl name that was, what was her name who came for Beyonce? I can't remember my name. Carry my bags to the Hilton or something. Carrie Hilton, that's her name. So we got another Kardashian-Jenner situation, pregnant by a black man. Look, y'all, there is an issue. There is something seriously going on because I am disturbed. I am just not feeling this at all. Like, I just don't understand how the Kardashian-Jenners, like, they have to find a black man every time. That does not make any sense to me.